Playing the Radical Latino Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands in the air for New York's very own.
The Latino is taking you to another level.
Welcome back, my people. Welcome back to another episode of The Radical Latino. So, gracious host, The Radical Latino. What is poppin', my people? Listen, I've been out for a week. I know you guys been missing me, hitting me up, and all this other crazy shit. Blah, 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 blah. Listen, I just been out doing my own thing, you know, taking care of business and all that. But your boy is back. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? We have a lot to fucking discuss here. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot to discuss before we even get into this motherfucking thing. Want to give a big shout out to all the new listeners. I want to give a big shout out to all the people subscribe to my Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to all of you guys. You feel me? And I want to give a huge shout out to all the people who's fucking with me, sending me, you know, little things on my DMs. Hey, you should talk about this. You should talk about that. So, you know, shout out to y'all and all that. So, without further ado, let's go into the first topic of the show. Tucker Carlson, or as I like to call him, Fucker Carlson. He got a lot of backlash with his statement saying that white supremacy, in his opinion, is a hoax. He doesn't believe white supremacy exists. He doesn't believe that it's a real thing. He doesn't believe that it's actually happening. It's not real. Forget about it. It's a hoax. You guys don't have to listen to me. You know what I'm saying? You guys could hear it for yourselves. Here it goes.
The whole thing is a lie. If you were to assemble a list, a hierarchy of concerns, of problems this country faces, where would white supremacy be on the list? Right up there with Russia, probably. It's actually not a real problem in America. The combined membership of every white supremacist organization in this country, would they be able to fit inside a college football stadium? White supremacy, that's the problem. This is a hoax. Just like the Russia hoax. It's a conspiracy theory used to divide the country and keep a hold on power. That's exactly what's going on.
Wow, so white supremacy is a hoax. It doesn't exist. There's no such thing of it. We should just stop talking about it, ignore it. It's a hoax. You see how some of these white supremacists or suspected white supremacists like to minimize white supremacy? This is a part of confusion. Nellie Fuller said it. If you do not understand white supremacy, everything else will confuse you. We, Black and Latin folks, we have a tendency to hold white people in a high regard. This is a real fact. We tend to listen to white people a lot more than ourselves. This is true. This is a real fact. That's something that we have to stomach. Is 100% true. I've seen black folks tell other people some information, real game. You know what I'm saying? Real game. Nah, I don't know what you're talking about. That's the Hotep bullshit. Nah, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know if you're that educated. You know what I'm saying? Not that long after, a white person says that same shit. For real? Oh no, you must be kidding. For real? You know what I'm saying? They don't question none of that shit. Oh, it must be true. It's coming from white lips. It must be true. Because this white person's educated. You feel what I'm saying? So, when it comes to white folks telling us exactly what it is, you know what I'm saying? We're automatically like, you know, we get into this trance. You know what I'm saying? We believe anything a white person says because Let's keep it real. We hold them in a high regard. In our eyes, we hold them in a high regard. White people can do no wrong, even though historically they've been doing wrong all their goddamn lives, but whatever. So when it comes to somebody white saying, you know, hey, everything that you've been talking about, white supremacy and all this other bullshit, that's not real, man. It's a hoax. You're wasting your time. Forget about it. Why are you even doing all of this other bullshit? Why are you even consuming your whole life with white supremacy? You're fighting a hoax. Just leave it alone. That's how white supremacy does. That's how they embolden us into believing their bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? Into believing their bullshit. Remember, white supremacists are the ones who robbed our history, robbed our language, robbed our culture, our heritage, and all that other bullshit. And these are the same people that we're gonna believe that a system that they invented and that we caught on to doesn't exist. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm gonna believe that bullshit. Okay, I'm gonna leave you over there thinking that I believe that shit. I'm not believing that. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not holding you. I'm not holding you onto that. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So he got a lot of backlash for this, to the point where there was hashtags talking about I stand with Tucker Carlson. You know what I'm saying? I started, throwing my little jabs in there. I was on Twitter. You know how I do. You know what I'm saying? But this is something funny. Whenever a big backlash happens, especially in Fox News, you know what I'm saying? People get up in the uproar. Sponsors start coming back. Start being taken away. It happened to O'Reilly. It happened to Megyn Kelly, and now it's happening to Tucker Carlson. Literally the next day, my dude does this famous thing that every Fox anchor does. They take a vacation.
By the way, I am taking several days off, headed to the wilderness to fish with my son, catch some brook trout. Politics is important. Fishing with your son sometimes more important, so I'm doing it.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, all right. My man taking a vacation. The funny thing is that most of these Fox News people who go and start talking that white supremacist bullshit and all that other stuff usually take vacations and never come back. You know what I'm saying? They never come back. If you guys think I'm just, pulling your coattail, here's a little whole history lesson here that somebody did here.
Sudden vacation announcements have been a go-to move for Trump TV. Last March, Laura Ingraham announced a vacation after coming under fire for mocking Parkland survivor David Hogg. Sean Hannity went on vacation after advertisers fled over his promotion of a conspiracy theory that exploited the death of DNC staffer Seth Rich. Jesse Waters took time off after criticism over a lewd comment about Ivanka Trump.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not just pulling this shit out my ass. You feel me? There's some, there's some real insight on what the fuck I'm talking about. But like I said, this is the way white supremacy works. This is the way white supremacy deals with things. They're trying to basically just deny everything that they do. It's like, hey, don't look at us. We're a bunch of white supremacists, but remember, we're a hoax. So don't even worry about nothing the fuck we're doing. You know what I'm saying? So what we gotta do is call it out and stay on their ass. You feel me? Now, moving on to something else that was actually pretty wild that happened in California, actually in Orange County. There was a stabbing rampage that happened in Orange County. For some reason, the news been very, very, very vague about this person. They say convicted felon and all this other bullshit. I saw pictures of this dude. I'm like, is this dude white? You know what I'm saying? Former a gang member or current gang member and all that other stuff. So I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Is this dude white? What the hell? You know what I'm saying? I was trying to figure this shit out. But basically a white dude. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it real. A white dude. He went up to basically he went on a whole stabbing rampage. You know what I'm saying? Last update I got, was that he, you know, the way he started was he broke into a house, basically, in the same housing complex. You know, he broke into a house, ransacked everything, got their car, stole it, left, right? While the people came back into the crib that he broke into, he was leaving, basically. He went to some store, stabbed up some people there, came back, found the people that's his house, the house that he broke into, found the people, the owners there, stabbed them up, they died, got into the car again, went into a gas station, stabbed up some other dude, went into the store inside the gas station, stabbed a security guard, some other guy, got back into a car, left, went into some fucking, I don't know, some random store owner, and went in there and started stab some other lady, left, and I think stabbed somebody outside, and then he was on his way to another store, some Subway or some shit. That's when he got apprehended. You know what I'm saying? And I knew this dude wasn't, you know, non-white. The reason why is because they apprehended him alive. They took this motherfucker in alive. So I automatically was like, wait a minute. This guy has to be white. You know what I'm saying? This guy has to be white, because somebody does not just go, you know, up in there and just start stabbity all over the goddamn place and doesn't get reprimanded. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't get shot down and shit. Fucking, you got black folks getting shot down just by laying down in the pavement with their hands up. You know what I'm saying? So, miss me with all that other crazy shit. He got taken in alive, alright? If fucking white mass shooters get taken in alive and police use proper police work, you know what I'm saying? And they use this proper police work to take this motherfucker in. Come on, B. I know this dude was white. So that's why I was like, yeah, this motherfucker's white. You know? So when I saw that, I said, damn, this motherfucker went to a whole GTA simulation. You know what I'm saying? He did up, down, A, B, you know, whatever. And he just got all the, you know what I'm saying? This dude he wanted all the stars. You feel me? But, you know, it is what it is. Now, moving on to the next topic. Jay-Z and the NFL deal. Oh my fucking god. Jay-Z and the NFL deal. Oh my fucking goodness. What am I gonna, alright, so okay, so this is what my thoughts on it is, alright? Mind you, I am a New Yorker, okay? I am a New Yorker. I'm from the Bronx. I'm in the Bronx. BX all day. Fuck what y'all heard. You know what I'm saying? Yankee Cat fitted on tight. You know what I'm saying? That's my crown. The Timbs are my boots. Pele jeans. You know what I'm saying? And a Yankee, you know, a pinstripe jersey. That is my war outfit. BX all it. You know, you feel me? So with that out the way, me personally, I cannot co-sign this deal. I cannot wholeheartedly be okay with this deal. Now, I have extreme New York bias for New York rappers. I grew up on Jay-Z. Reasonable Doubt is my shit. You feel me? I'm not a businessman. I'm a business man. You feel me? I know all the quotables. You know, lost 99 bricks, but then got him back. I know all the fucking quotables. I get it. I fucking get it. This is my fucking thing. This is where I come from, where I say I don't agree with it until I find out more information, okay? until I find out more information. So far, for what I've seen, he didn't handle himself very well with all the questions. He was stumbling. You know what I'm saying? He was up and down, you know, changing the answers to the questions. Didn't even answer them right away. You know what I'm saying? The white man right next to him, when they asked him about the same shit, he basically didn't say shit. He said something else. You know what I'm saying? And then, not for nothing, but Charlemagne was the only one up in there asking some real hard-hitting questions. Shout out to Charlemagne. You know what I'm saying? Me and that dude, we don't see eye to eye. I don't agree with everything he does, but at least he was hitting him with some hard-hitting questions. He hit him with two. See, there's a clip going around with the first question. You guys gotta see the full thing, man. You guys gotta see the full thing. It's on Rock Nation on the YouTube channel. It's 56 minutes long, right? Charlemagne was hitting him with some real questions, and he was dipping and dodging. You know what I'm saying? When Charlemagne was gonna get him again, that's when he got cut off by some white woman. You know, no, more question from over here. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, but I cannot co-sign these things. Now, let me just go back, right? First of all, when Brooklyn was going through their gentrification stage, right? There was already talks of Brooklyn becoming the new hit hotspot. There was rumors for years. Yo, there's this, you know, Brooklyn, especially Williamsburg, is going to become the new hit hotspot, all right? We're going to start changing things over there. This is happening years, right? Years. People were listening. Some people invested, other people didn't. You know what I'm saying? That's what started happening. Williamsburg, that part of Brooklyn became Williamsburg. They changed the whole name up. You know what I'm saying? They changed the whole name up. I knew it as Bushwick. You know what I'm saying? I never heard Williamsburg until they changed it or whatever. So, Williamsburg, right? It's right off the Williamsburg Bridge, and it's right next to Manhattan. That bridge is a pipeline right there off of Manhattan. For those people who don't know, it's from the part of Lower Manhattan where Houston Street is, you know, next to Chinatown and the East and West Village. It's right there through that whole strip. So it's a big hot spot. You know what I'm saying? So when gentrification was happening, right? It was happening. You know, people were, you know, basically destitute. Other people weren't. Then this big, mogul came in and said, "Listen, I'm gonna build a stadium here, which is called the Barclays Center. I'm gonna make like another Madison Square Garden. I'm gonna make it here. You feel me?" What ended up happening was a lot of people started protesting that. This is injustice. They shouldn't make it here. This is our neighborhood. All this other stuff. And they were making some progress. Because a lot of people were protesting. Al Sharpton was out there and all that. A lot of people were protesting. You know what I'm saying? So, the thing is, what they did was very smart. What they did was they made Jay-Z the face of the Barclays Center. They introduced Jay-Z out, and Jay-Z came and said, "Yo, I am co-owner, blah, 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 blah," and all this other shit, so they could calm them people down, right? And we were like, oh shit, Jay-Z's part of the neighborhood. Jay-Z still remembers. You know what I'm saying? I see another black face there. A prominent black face. Okay, that's totally fine. Alright, we're gonna stop. It literally stopped almost overnight. That whole shit stopped almost overnight. You know what I'm saying? No more protests, no more nothing. Jay-Z got us. You feel me? years later, we end up finding out Jay-Z was nowhere near a owner for that place. He was just a face. He was just a mascot. You feel me? And then we find out he literally only owned less than 1% of the Barclays Center. And then we find out that he got booted out. You know what I'm saying? He got his bag and got booted out. But throughout the whole thing, he knew what was happening. He knew he wasn't going to be the full owner. He knew that he was only 1%. And he knew he wasn't going to do anything for the people of Brooklyn. He knew this. So why? Let's be completely honest. When you go into a deal, especially when it comes to Jay-Z, J-damn-Z, the one who became the first hip-hop billionaire on his own, not off of a deal by Beats or whatever the case is, who became a hip-hop billionaire, you don't do that. You don't become that overnight. You feel what I'm saying? You don't become that shit overnight. So when all of that started happening, right? You mean to tell me Jay-Z was like, yeah, I don't know nothing. And when they booted him out less than 1%, he can't do nothing for the people in Brooklyn. Oh, can we go over the contract again? He knew everything, all right? That deal was already set in stone before his lawyers got through it. Come on. You know what I'm saying? I'm judging Jay-Z over that. I'm judging Jay-Z off of that shit right there. Let's keep it real. What has Jay-Z done for Brooklyn? Please let me know, because I want to be more educated on this. Please let me know. A lot of people that I know, after they found out that Jay-Z was not the owner of the Barclays, he only had 1%. Well, you don't know. What else can a person like him in that position do? And all this other stuff. We can't just allow him just to carry the whole burden of black people. No. We have to understand that everybody who talks like us doesn't think like us. We have to understand that everybody who talks like us, who looks like us, doesn't have our best interest. They're mascots. And I'm sorry, this is a hard, bitter pill to swallow. Yes, he did the Khalif Browner story. Shout out to him. Yes, he was part of the Trayvon Martin story. Shout out to him. That's cool. Yeah, he did 444, the story of OJ, but was the story of OJ really the story of Jigga? Let's keep it real, my people. Let's keep it real. That hits a little close to home, doesn't it? You talking about black empowerment, black this and black that, but when it comes for an opportunity to actually show out for your own people, you don't do that? We don't have one example, we have two. Actually, three. I'm sorry, my people, but what has Jay-Z done? Let me know. Nipsey Hussle wasn't even near the goddamn tax bracket of Jay-Z, but yet he was doing more fucking work than that man was. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Nipsey Hussle had more balls to actually go back to Crenshaw and actually buy out the whole mall, employ his own people, was going to work with the city and actually help out people get homes in a fucking apartment. What has Jay-Z done besides bragging about getting a place in Dumbo that he wanted, but now he feels like a Dumbo? Really? What besides catchy songs, this and that, what has Jay-Z done? Please let me know. I truly want to know, what has Jay-Z done? Please let me. Maybe I'm ignorant. I remind you guys all the time, I'm an idiot on the mic. I talk to myself damn near an hour every day on this shit. What has Jay-Z done? Let me know. The fact that he was in that press conference stumbling and stuttering like he didn't know he was gonna get asked these questions says a lot. I could be completely wrong, and maybe, I don't know, hopefully Beyonce, his wife, talk some sense into him, saying, listen, your Barkley deal was fucked up. All those little documentaries that you doesn't mean a goddamn thing. You haven't done anything for Brooklyn. At least do something. Maybe I'm fucking wrong, and he is actually going to do something. I'm going to eat my own words. And I still, believe it or not, I still give him the benefit of the doubt. And I believe, and I hope he actually does some good work. But until I see that, I'm still going to criticize. I'm sorry, I got to keep it 100. What has Jay-Z done? That's what you guys got to keep on remembering. What has Jay-Z done? Documentaries, that's not doing shit. Being a co-owner of a Barclays Center that's less than 1% and you haven't done nothing for your community doesn't mean a goddamn thing. Albums, not a goddamn thing. All that I'm giving you $1 million worth of game for just $9.99 doesn't mean a goddamn thing. What has Jay-Z done? Very simple. Very simple. The whole full clip is on YouTube. Just type in Jay-Z NFL press conference full. It's under the Rock Nation, man. The whole thing is completely sad, and you're like, what in the fuck? I'm gonna play just a Charlemagne joint, and I'm gonna let you guys hear what he was basically stumbling. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with Colin Kaepernick about getting his job. Wait a minute, hold up. Colin Kaepernick got blackballed by the NFL. So at least if I'm going to make a deal with the NFL, the same people who called my people slaves, let's keep it real. That's what a NFL owner called his players slaves. All these NFL owners basically think the same, and they were blackballing my people, blackballing them because they were talking about peacefully about injustice. I'm gonna just sit there and say, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna perform, and you know what? I'm gonna be a representative of an injustice program, and I'm gonna. What does that even mean? His deal, we don't know the full takes of his deal. All right, we do not know the full takes of his deal, but his deal basically means that he is a representative of injustice committee or whatever, injustice committee. Like the NFL basically is playing, you know, catch up. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it real. This whole protest that happened, this shit brought the NFL numbers. This shit brought the NFL numbers down. The NFL was like, yo, what the fuck are we gonna do? When we come back with the season, something's gotta happen. People haven't been tuning in. The protest's been happening. You know what I'm saying? Colin Kaepernick is out of a job. And every time Colin Kaepernick's face comes up, everybody keeps on saying, I stand with Cap, I kneel with Cap. NFL, why the fuck haven't you gotten him back? You know what I'm saying? And I do got some words for Colin, but that's in a minute. You know what I'm saying? So this is what Charlemagne said, and excuse the audio because Charlemagne and none of the press was mic'd up besides the owner, the NFL owner, the chairman, and Jay-Z. Those are the only two people that was mic'd up. So I'm gonna try my best to actually fix the audio so you guys can hear it. You know what I'm saying? But listen to this clip. how Charlamagne starts off, and listen to what Jay-Z says.
I think the biggest issue people have is they want to know how you could partner with a league on social justice when Colin Kaepernick, who brought it to the attention of the masses by peacefully protesting against social injustices, is still out of a job.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that I think we take it back. I think that we forget that Colin's whole thing was to bring attention to social injustice, correct? So in that case, right, this is a success, right? This is the next thing, right? Because there's two parts of protesting. You go outside and you protest, and then the company or the individual say, I hear you. What do we do next? Right? So for me, it was like actionable item. What are we gonna do with it? Like everyone heard, and we hear what you're saying, and everybody know I agree with what you're saying. So what are we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So reach millions and millions of people, or we get stuck on Colin not having a job. You know what I'm saying?
The fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The fuck out of here, bro. That was a non-answer. Charlamagne basically said exactly what everybody was thinking. How can you go with a whole organization that was going against your own people and about, social justice with Colin Kaepernick out in the forefront and he's still out of a job? Well, there's different levels to protest, we protest, right? And then, you know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here, bro. Yes, there's different levels of protest. You gotta protest, yes, I get it. But in the same time, there's always action. Like he said, yes, there's always action. The individual has to actually hear you and be like, yeah, I hear you, and then I do all of this other bullshit. No. After that individual hears you, that means now you're in the position to actually produce justice. Jay-Z, you dickhead. You're in the position right now that they actually go towards you for now. You got to produce justice. Is Jay-Z right now the new version or our new version of Al Sharpton or some bullshit? Are you fucking kidding me? Where an organization does some fucked up shit and then maybe give it a year later, then they just get Jay-Z to be like, nah, they understood exactly what they were doing. They fucked up. Give them another chance. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here, bro. Are you serious? That was a non-answer. And it gets better because Charlamagne keeps it going. He keeps it going and he goes, yo, Colin Kaepernick was blackballed. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna say? And this is where the chairman steps in and gives another non-answer. And then Charlamagne is gonna step in again, and then he's gonna get stopped by some white woman. Check this out.
I guess my follow-up would be Roger. It's like a lot of people think the partnership is disingenuous because it's almost like putting a band-aid on a bullet wound because it seems like Colin's being collectively blackballed by the NFL.
Well, I'll just add on to what Jay said, because we talked about this. We've talked about a variety of issues, and I think when we first met, we talked about entertainment and how we do that. But the number one thing we went to is impact, that we can have an impact together and that we can do some really positive things in our communities. And to go to Jay's point, we listened to our players. We understood what our players were saying, and we created a platform of which to help drive change in communities that Colin has raised and that other players have raised. And this partnership, in addition to the entertainment aspect and bringing football and music together, is going to help us make even greater change. And we call it protest to progress, right? We need to make progress as communities and as a country, and that's what we want to try to do. And that's a big part of, I think, what both of us feel this relationship can be.
We do have to move on. Jason.
Wow, we have to move on. Protest to progress. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here. That was a non-answer. That was a non-answer. Shout out to Charlemagne. Shout out to him. Because he was actually saying and asking some real ass questions. Shout out to him. And he basically said, yeah, NFL blackballed them. Yeah, well, you know, we listen to our players. No, the fuck you don't. Because when you talking about listening to your players, then you implement a new rule. Well, you know, our players say one thing and we listen to them, and you know, now we're going out in these communities and helping them out. Okay, how you helping them out? Let me know, because I'm trying to figure the shit out. How in the fuck are you helping them out? Because Colin Kaepernick is still blackballed. But this is a problem I got with Cap. Cap settled a settlement with the NFL. I believe he settled a gag order or something, right? But the thing is, he's not the only player to do so. There was a couple of players who also kneeled down, and they got some settlements. I don't know what's close, but the settlements has. But guess what? All those other players are talking. Cap is the only one that isn't talking. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of have to go with Cap, like, brother, are you gonna defend yourself? Talk about this or what? You know, unless they scared him to, hey, stay shut, or you ain't gonna get this cool $1 million. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is, but all I know is that the shit is sounding a little janky. That's all I'm saying. The shit is sounding a little janky, and I don't fucking trust it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be a JC hater. I'm not trying to be, you know, none of this bullshit. Listen, I've been a Jay-Z fan all my New York life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be none of that. You know what I mean? I got the Black Album. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out of here with that. Like, I'm a Jay-Z fan, but I'm sorry, I can't just rock with this shit. I can't rock with this shit. I gotta call it what it is. I'm not, unless some more information comes through and I get proven wrong. If that happens, then I'll eat my own words. But until then, I gotta follow history. And Jay-Z's histories with business deals to his community hasn't been all that great. You feel what I'm saying? Hasn't been all that great. Feel me? Alright. So, moving on to our main subject. Or main topic, which is two topics at once. The Epstein suicide case. Alright. So the reason why I titled this An Open Secret, right? Because that's the title for a very, very popular, that's underground really, documentary. Okay? It's a very popular well, you know, it's underground though. It's not that it can't be that popular because Hollywood. So let me give you guys a backstory. An Open Secret is a documentary that basically exposes pedophilia. It exposes the vile pedophile rings in Hollywood. That's what it exposes. And the thing is that when this was introduced in Sundance Film Festival, it only got 2 showings. The first showing went great. The second one, not so good, because Hollywood came in, the big heads of Hollywood, because this film was basically, you know, breaking in their shit, exposing their, like, hey, yeah, motherfuckers are nasty. You know what I'm saying? This is what y'all doing. You can't be doing that. And this film, you know, exposed a lot of that shit. So the second showing got taken down, right? And this movie got buried. This film got buried. Now, the information, it's a little scarce, but the movie found its way online pretty quickly. It found its way online pretty quickly. And it got to the point where they cannot find the original source of where the upload of this movie happened. Because when it was uploaded, it was basically pirated, copied, and uploaded to various other websites to the point where Hollywood goes and takes it down. To the point where you literally have to dig deep into Google just to find this documentary. This documentary exposes all, and it says all. An open secret. That's what it's called, an open secret. Now, not gonna go into the details of the documentary. You guys can look at it yourself, but that's basically the cliff notes. Now, how is this tied into Epstein? Now, you guys gotta remember something. Epstein was sex trafficking. The whole open secret was, you know, these younger kids, underage boys and girls, trying to get into the film industry and getting exposed by big Hollywood into doing sex acts so they could get it roles. You know what I'm saying? So this goes all throughout. Do you not think that Epstein was maybe, I don't know, connected to these people? Epstein was connected. You feel what I'm saying? Epstein was connected. You feel me? So Epstein was connected to the point where he had not only Hollywood, but this motherfucker had big names. Bill Clinton, Trump, the Saudis, you know, a royalty across the pond. Yo, this motherfucker had big names. And you think that Hollywood isn't part of those big names? You got to be shitting me. Wake up, my people. This goes deep. So that the whole open secret has nothing to do with Epstein, but I'm just saying that from Hollywood it goes into way bigger. You feel what I'm saying? So the whole Epstein thing happens, right? He gets found guilty. So his lawyer, I don't know who his lawyer is, but give me that motherfucker's number right now. If I get in trouble, I want this motherfucker's lawyer, right? His lawyer, I don't know what happens, breaks a deal with the prosecutor. First of all, let me give you guys a backstory real quick. Epstein already was facing some charges about, underage sex trafficking or whatever the case is, but this shit was buried in the media and it wasn't really exposed out there like that. You know what I'm saying? And he got some time, but this is check this out. This is what his deals of the case was. He was found guilty, right? And he was supposed to serve, I think, was it 6 months? I think it was 6 months, something like that. It was 6 months. Served 6 months in jail. Now, his things for the case, his things for the thing, like for the jail sentence, what they came up with was, okay, you could serve the 6 months, but guess what? You get to go in and out of the jail. And you have to serve minimum a 12-hour prison sentence a day. But on the weekends, you get to go home and just chill. You really think that's a prison sentence? If that was the case, why doesn't everybody get a type of prison sentence like that? This goes to show that white supremacy looks out for themselves. White supremacy looks out for themselves. My people, I am telling you, white supremacy looks out for themselves. And I will go out on the limb and say this is beyond money. Yeah, this is beyond money. Because you got white boys out here committing full-on rape who are not connected whatsoever, but they get slaps on the wrist. You know what I'm saying? They get caught with women passed out drunk, and they only get 6 months probation. You feel me? So this is beyond money. This has to do with white supremacy. The motherfucker had a private island where he was importing women, underage girls and boys, just importing them from the boatloads. You don't listen, some of these people were either kidnapped, some of these people were just, you know, in the sex industry, or just turned out in these like pregnancy farms. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably going a little deep, I don't know, but it's insane. This whole shit is insane. He had a whole private island where you have politicians coming in and just having their way with the whatever girl was there that day. You feel me? That shit is insane. No other community has open pedophilia the way the white community does. I am so sorry. It's a bitter pill to swallow, but it's true. For some reason, the white community has more pedophiles than the black and Latin community combined. You know what I'm saying? In the black community, I really don't see that shit. Especially in the Latin community, I don't see that shit. I'm talking about here in America. You go overseas, listen, motherfuckers gotta do what they gotta do. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they might have it, but not no pedophile rings like going into private islands and shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit's in fucking sane. That shit is bananas. You know what I'm saying? So, this dude, Epstein, right, gets the deal of a fucking lifetime. Remember, yo, if you're his lawyer, yo, hit me up. I will pay you. But gets the deal of a lifetime, right? This motherfucker doesn't even spend a third of what the average person spends in jail. And then some shit in Florida happens, and this motherfucker gets brought down again. Now this time, he's gonna start spending some real time, right? Fuck all those connections you got. It's basically the heart of the storm, the eye of the storm, the Me Too movement. You know what I'm saying? We have to, you know, basically give an example of you. This motherfucker was connected to Harvey Weinstein. All right? Harvey Weinstein is another dude that every other woman is accusing him of, you know, sexual assault. Fucking rape was proven with rape with audio recordings. Over 100 women, not 50 like Cosby, over 100, but yeah, his cases are being dropped left and right. This dude was connected to that, right? Epstein was, first of all, you know this motherfucker was gonna snitch, all right? He is used to, you know, living the lap of luxury. This dude is used to having everything handed into him. Most of his money probably came from, you know, those little escapades that he was doing then. You feel me? So, this is the thing, right? He was gonna bring some names out, right? So, this is what, let me give you guys a story, all right? So, he gets arrested, blah, blah. He was found unconscious with marks around his neck, and they put him on suicide watch, right? Because they found him unconscious with a big mark around his neck. They were like, yo, this motherfucker was gonna commit suicide. I personally think it was basically a killing gone wrong. They were gonna kill this motherfucker, and something happened that they didn't follow through with it, or probably they thought he died, but he survived. So they put him on suicide watch. Okay, we gotta wait this shit out. You know what I'm saying? Put him on suicide watch, right? Now, this is all of the information we got so far. This dude gets off of suicide watch a couple of days ago, right? After he gets off suicide watch, the day of his death, the guards are dead asleep. The cameras malfunction. Well, what a convenient, you know, this is so convenient, right? They malfunction. And then this dude dies. This dude commits suicide and died. Oh, let me forget. He was brought back from isolation to PC, you know, and you know, into population. The thing is, he was supposed to be sharing a cell with somebody. They moved that person out, so he was the only one in there. Okay, so everything's already being set up that this dude is gonna die, that they're gonna kill this motherfucker. Yes, I am going into these conspiracies because everybody is talking about this shit. This doesn't make no goddamn sense. This doesn't make no goddamn sense. Guess what? Even the FBI and the State Department even said so. How can somebody die like this? This doesn't make no goddamn sense. Alright, so he's by himself on the cell, the cameras don't work, and the guards are dead asleep. Okay. Alright, so you're telling me to believe this, and then he commits suicide. Okay. You're really telling me to believe this. Now he commits suicide. Alright. So he commits suicide. And then the autopsy comes out and says how he died was there's these 3 bones that were crushed on the back of his neck. And the only way these injuries are consistent is not by hanging. They're more consistent with strangulation. They're more consistent with homicide than suicide.
Isn't that fucking funny? Ain't that shit fucking funny?
Now, when you actually get all the facts together, right? And you step back and you say, wait a minute. How did this motherfucker commit suicide? With the 3 little bones in the back, you know what the coroner told me. How is this even possible? This dude was killed, man. Jeffrey Epstein was killed. I'm telling you right now, his girlfriend might be next. They're talking about that she knew all the names. She knew everything that he was doing. She knew all the people connected and shit. She might be next. I don't know. I don't know. But this smells like a cover-up. He was going to snitch. He was going to talk. He was going to talk like a fucking bird. He was gonna sing. Alright? We should have gave him we should have gave Epstein to the mob. At least those motherfuckers could keep somebody alive. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out of here with that. Yo, this motherfucker just commits suicide and all that other thing. When you see the pictures of him going to the hospital, this dude isn't blue in the face or black or whatever. When somebody commits suicide, their whole face turns black and all this other bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because the blood is being stopped. You know what I'm saying? Oxygen from the brain. Come on, man. Come on. This isn't a joke. You feel me? They were trying to stop that man from speaking. You feel what I'm saying? They were trying to stop that man from speaking. And this whole pedophile thing, yeah, Pizzagate and all this other bullshit. That Pizzagate, that shit wasn't real. That was a hoax. That was a real hoax. But that whole Pizzagate, the whole pedophile shit, that shit's some real shit, man. That is some real shit. And that we have to speak out on that. You know what I mean? We have to really speak out on that. White supremacy is disgusting. White supremacy is disgusting. That comes from that Europe shit, where they're taking baths with little girls and boys and shit like that, touching themselves and all that other shit. I don't know if that shit started in Greece or whatever the case is, but I'm telling you, that whole pedophile shit, that shit's disgusting. All right? You don't have that in the ancient walls of Kemet. You don't have that in the pottery of the Incas. You don't have that in the walls of the Aztecs. You don't have that in the hieroglyphics of the Mayans. You don't have none of that pedophile shit, but yet you do have it with Greece. You have it in Europe. You guys, they go, listen, white folks go to Europe and start talking godfully and gleefully like, look, these men, they were high and educated and proper, and all this other bullshit. These motherfuckers are touching little kids, man. That's what their culture is. Disgusting. That's what their culture is. Disgusting. They were in bathhouses touching little boys' penises and all this other crazy, nasty shit. Come on, man. We don't have a culture like that. We gotta keep it real, man. We gotta keep it real. There's no pedophile cultures in our group, in our culture. That's all in Europe. Don't believe me? Look at all the pottery. Don't believe me? Just follow those little drawings, little nasty ass pedophile drawings. Anyway, listen, if you guys like what you heard, hit me up on Instagram and Twitter at the same name, The Radical Latino. You know, Radical_Latino_. I'm gonna catch you guys later. Peace.